Okay, so my newest addition to the workshop is this table saw. I just picked this up the other day. It's a Craftsman 113 version. It ended up being a 1961 model. Now, I was scanning through the list, and I wasn't really looking for a table saw, but as I was going through there, this one caught my eye, mainly because of this fence right here. I'll show you about it, and I'll show you what my plans are. Exactly how I picked it up. I haven't done anything to it yet. So one of the things the saw came with is a biesemeyer fence. It's a huge plus. This came with a router table insert right here. Also came with a Bosch router. Has a couple receptacles down here. The off and on button, a separate off and on for the router. Pretty nice deal. It's a nice little package. So the sun is coming up over the hill. About 6 in the morning. So here it is, Craftsman 100. Like I said a second ago, it's a 1961. The gentleman I bought it from, he told me he was 79. And so he inherited it from another individual. I don't know his status, but I guess the guy used to build boats. So just like this, came with this miter gauge. So as you can see, I mean, this thing's been taken care of. So the only thing I did do to it was I bought a link belt. I had a regular belt on it, a V-belt, and when I fired it up, it was vibrating. So I ended up going over to the freight with a couple coupons and picked that up for, I don't know, it was pretty cheap with 2 coupons. So the motor's a 1 horse. So we got some power coming here, some heavy gauge. That fires up the actual saw stand. I'm not sure where this goes. Okay, this goes here. So this feeds in to the stand, and that goes this way, I guess, to this receptacle, which is where this motor's plugged in. I have some lights hooked up here, but it has another receptacle over here on the side, and this feeds the router. Let's see, here's the Bosch router. All right, so fire it up. So it's really easy just to lift it up. I just undo this little wing nut and this whole thing slides up. It doesn't have a router lift, unfortunately. I wish it did. But it'll give me, you know, doing some basic stuff with this thing. So here's the fence. This ended up, after doing a little research, because the guy gave me all the original owner's manuals. This is a 1984. I mean, that's when he purchased this. The whole fence assembly. I don't have the receipt, but I have all the information, his packets and stuff. And so it looks like an 84, it was like about $240 for the extension, the width that it has. This is the homeowner version. It's not commercial version, so it's slightly smaller scale down, which I love it, man. I think it's great. Okay, I probably wouldn't have bought it if it didn't have a heavy duty fence like this. This one is a professional grade. All the metal on the professional grade Biesemeyer fence is made out of 1/4 inch steel. Here's an example of it right here. Well, this is scaled down a little bit. So this in the original manual, if you use this commercially or professionally, then you void your warranty pretty much. Where this one, you still have the warranty. I don't know how long the manufacturer warranty is, or was. Like I said, this was an 84. So this is just an example of the size difference between the small version, which I don't even think they make it anymore, and this larger one. So this is really nice too. I haven't done anything to this. Like I said, I just picked it up. The only thing I did is the belts. Oh yeah, let's fire it up. We got the thing right here. Has a separate off and on switch right here. So it's really clean inside here, no rust at all. I did spray some white lithium grease. I used the air compressor, I blew it out. Sprayed some white lithium grease on the gears. Everything works great. You know, I could easily just ditch the stand, but I personally like it. It has all these receptacles here. Okay, so with this whole saw, everything, I did have to do a little tune-up. It's accurate as square as can be. And this, I did have to do a little touching up to it too. On the Biesemeyer fence back here is an Allen key wrench that I had to just do a little fine tuning on. This thing is accurate, it's dead on. It's 100% perfect. So right now, you can see I got 5 inches. So if I put a tape on it, it's gonna be exactly 5 inches. It's not gonna be 5 inches heavy. It's not gonna be 5 inches and a 1/16. It's dead on. So I really like it. I really like this too. This whole Bosch router right here, I was thinking to myself when I was looking at it, because initially I contacted the guy, I thought, man, think that router alone at the store is like $225. I don't see how I could go wrong getting this thing right here. And when I actually got there, it was just more than I could imagine. You know, how nice the person, how nice it is. He took his time to do all this wiring and stuff. Has a separate off and on switch. I mean, it's just really little small details for me that I like a lot, especially this vintage stuff. So I'm very familiar with this Craftsman 100 saw. My father had one growing up when I was a kid. So here's the book. It came with this, and I was surprised when the guy handed it to me. This has a bunch of things in here. How to prepare a router. This is the older one. Well, it turns out that I have the original manual for the Bosch router, which is pretty cool. And somewhere in here I figured out that that was also like an 80s one. Oh yeah, check this out. Got the original manual for my bandsaw that I picked up. So apparently the guy had one of those at one point. That's exciting. Got the original manual for the 1961 table saw. That's a really big deal. Okay, so here's the fence setup. So somewhere here, oh yeah, here it is. Effective March '84. Price sheet. Here we go. Here's mine. See, here's the one that this saw came with. Home Shop. Okay, and it's a 40 inches. So, anyways, a 40 inch was $230 back then. And then I have details about the motor, which is another pretty cool thing. A breakdown of all the parts. I can't believe it. This is, you know, pretty cool. This is my latest purchase, or one of them. And so now I'm going to put the table away and proceed to put together the alfie table. So I hope it was worth your time to check out Craftsman 100. So I can't show you the table saw and not make it cut. So here's a piece of 4/4 oak. This is about the thickest I use on the saw. Most of the time I use this, it's going to be probably mainly just do this. Keep in mind the blade that I have on right now, it's not a thin curved blade. It's actually 80 tooth blade. So it's a little wide. It's a little more teeth than I'm used to using as a finished blade. But we're only using a 1 horsepower. We're probably going to want to upgrade it to a 1.5 horsepower with just regular 110 current. 4/4 oak. Do a pass. I'll show you what that does. Okay, so now this saw doesn't have a riving knife, so any of you scaredy cats, I won't worry about it though, you just gotta be really careful. Push sticks are key. I'll be making a couple nice push sticks here shortly. Alright, so I got 2 coins to stay balanced. Penny and nickel. So anyway, let's see what happens. I'll fire it up and see what happens here. See? Pretty smooth, right? So I scanned through the list, and sure enough, here I stumbled across this. I've seen it before in the past, like a couple days before. Didn't really catch my eye until I saw the price of $245. And I thought, wow, $245. The first thing that caught my eye was this biesemeyer fence right here. I said, wow, that fence alone is worth $245 these days, man. It's just one heck of a deal. So I ended up calling up the guy and made an appointment to go down there later on in the day. Went down there, it was 2 hours away. And before I went down there, the guy told me that some other person 300 miles away was calling him interested. And so I go down there. I said, whatever, you know, that's just some guy making a phone call, so no big deal. So anyways, I go down there, like 2 hours later, cash in my pocket, guy wanted $245. I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good deal. He fired it up. Wow, it's a great deal. So I tried to offer him $200 because I thought, man, definitely gonna be worth it for $200. He says, oh, no. This other guy, he's really interested. He might be coming tomorrow. And I says, all right, I'll give you your full price. You know, Oh, no, he says. This is after I spent 2 hours driving. No. He says, this other guy's pretty serious, he's called me multiple times. I'm like, well, I'm here in person with cash. He's like, well, I told you on the phone. And I said, well, okay. So he tried calling up the guy several times when I was there. I ended up offering him more money for it. I said, man, I made him a higher offer. I don't want to go home without this, especially after that dry. That's really the thing. But trust me, even if I would have spent an additional $100 on it, I think the end result would have been definitely worth it. Now, one of the things that I do when I scan the list and I buy items, certain things, I never pay more than what I could resell it for, ever. Doesn't, well, I can't say ever, very rare. I know for a fact that I could resell this just like this for over $300. I could probably use it for a lot of years.